Well, good morning. My name is Cardinal Ward. I'm the Executive Director of the Caribbean Science Foundation. And we are pleased to have our second Dominica Coding Workshop Students Project Showcase today. And the first workshop ran from January to March of this year. And that was a tremendous success. We were able to be in person for most of it, although we had to have the final presentations virtual. But this workshop now has been completely virtual since September. And the difficulties encountered with being virtual, I think we solved most of the problems. It wasn't, of course, as efficient and as engaging as we would like, because it's difficult to beat in-person meetings and in-person classrooms. But nevertheless, the students here prevailed. They worked very hard, especially in the last week or so, because last week I was worried about how much they would have to show today, but they really came through. And I think all of us are very, very pleased and happy with their results. Let me just switch to the agenda for today. I'm going to be on very briefly to give some opening remarks. I guess that's what I'm doing now. And I want to say thanks to all of our sponsors. Our sponsors are on the back page of the booklet that I sent out earlier. And I can quickly scroll to the back page so you can see who made this possible. Most of our funding came from the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS. And we are very, very grateful to the U.S. Embassy, who have basically ignited all of the workshops that we've had so far. U.S. Embassy was a sponsor in the Barbados workshop back in 2018, when we got that started. Then they also seeded the St. Lucia workshop in 2019, and now they have seeded the workshop here in Dominica in 2020. And we will hear from the U.S. Embassy in a few minutes. Larry Socha, who is the Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Embassy, is with us. And also, so is Nikita Holder. They both attended the workshop finals in April of this year, and we were finishing up our first session, and I'm pleased to have them back again. But also in terms of sponsors, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence has been instrumental in helping to get this workshop started. When we first started, we sent a small team from the CSF to Dominica, and it was the Ministry of Education who came through and helped us to find a venue for the workshop, helped us in locating instructors and working on a lot of the logistics on the ground. So we're very, very grateful to the Ministry of Education in Dominica. These workshops are one of the 3 projects that are currently ongoing in the Caribbean Science Foundation. As some of you may know, we have the SPICE program, which is our flagship program. That is for high school students who are 16 to 18 years old. They come from as far west as Belize and as far south as Guyana, and all the islands, of course, in between, and the countries in between in the Caribbean. They're 16 to 18 years old. They also do programming, but their language is Python. And we are not able to do Python in these workshops, partly because when we first started, we couldn't find instructors. And for the SPICE students, I used to import, and still do, the instructors for Python from the United States. But nonetheless, this workshop here in Dominica is an introductory workshop, and we decided to do HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and sometimes mobile apps. The third project of the Caribbean Science Foundation is the robotics camp that's run only in Barbados at the present time, Barbados Junior Robotics Camp. And we serve about 66 students every year with 4 different levels of robotics. So those of you who are not familiar with the Caribbean Science Foundation, you can visit our website at caribbeanscience.org. Caribbean Science, one big long word.org, and you can see all of our projects there. There are other projects that some have started and stopped, and they're all described there. But these workshops are an integral part of what we do, because our goal as a Caribbean Science Foundation is to find holes and needs in the Caribbean region, especially in the STEM curricula in the schools, and also the use of STEM in entrepreneurship to create companies, and see if we can find a place where we can help. But typically our goal is to go out of business. This is probably the only organization in the world which exists not to exist, because we believe that the ministries of education in the various countries should be doing a lot of what we're doing. And our goal is to pave the way, show them what's possible. They have hopefully a lot more staff than we have, and maybe deeper budgets than we have, but we try to get the ball rolling and work with them, and hopefully can hand off a lot of what we do to them. And the more we hand off, the less we have to do. And eventually, if we're successful, we'll be out of business. So our model is an inverse model to every business in the world. Okay, that's a brief overview of who we are, the Caribbean Science Foundation, and these coding workshops. This workshop in particular is an introductory workshop. The students here are told that the certificates that they will get are not certificates that they can probably use to get a job, although some industries might recognize it. But it was the first step into coding, and for them to go on to perhaps get engaged with another workshop or another class at a university or wherever, or with one of the large companies who have certificates that you can earn by putting in your time. But this will get them started, and this will also help students to know whether or not programming is something they want to do as a career. But hopefully some of the students here who are going to be involved in businesses, sometimes in some cases the students start their own business, this can help them to make their website. But it is an introductory website. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of, the students have to do homework. That's why we don't call it a camp. It's called a workshop, because you got to do work when you're not at the classes, and we assign weekly homework. So I'm not going to go on much further, because we have about 4 teams today that are going to present. And I would like to first invite Larry Socha and his team, in case Nikita wants to speak also, to give some inspirational remarks. And the U.S. Embassy will tell us why they funded this, what their mission is in the region, and how this might help the Caribbean and maybe the United States. Larry, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for that, Cardinal. And it's so great to be with all of you virtually today. I know that COVID-19 has upended pretty much every part of our lives. And I know that here, being in a virtual format is perhaps not what we might have envisioned a year ago, but it's what we have, and it's what we say and how we interact that's really important. And I know that we have a lot to see and hear, and a lot to learn this morning. I first want to start with words of thanks and congratulations from our ambassador at the embassy, Ambassador Linda Tagliatella, who unfortunately can't be with us here this morning. But she sends her congratulations, as we do in the Public Affairs Office, which I had along with my team members, Leland Lazarus, who's my deputy, as well as Nikita Holder, who manages many of our projects, including this one. I acknowledge the statement by Dr. Ward that this is a workshop, and workshops are meant to be work, and that each of you have put in time and effort and maybe even a little bit of frustration from time to time on an incredible project. And as I've had the opportunity to read through the summaries that Dr. Ward sent me it's amazing that you're working in herbs and in defending the environment and entrepreneurship and education. Really fantastic projects. So congratulations on behalf of the embassy. Secondly, I want to thank Dr. Ward and the Caribbean Science Foundation, who's really a trusted partner. I know that Cardinal had mentioned the Caribbean Science Foundation is truly a regional body, and that we are proud to have supported work here in Barbados and St. Lucia. And 2020 has been our year for Dominica. And so really happy to have Cardinal and his team as partners who are really making a difference here in the Caribbean. It's very easy to say things. Words are cheap. But the effort that you have put in, the effort that the first cohort from earlier in 2020 put in, are really what we hope to be stepping stones for you to your futures, whether in science or in technology or in business. We hope that what you've learned here, as Cardinal said, is a stepping stone and a start to what you will achieve. The goals of the U.S. Embassy in the Caribbean are very simple. That the U.S. Embassy and the Department of State and the United States writ large want to see a Caribbean that is safer, that is more prosperous, and that is more democratic. And I think your projects today touch on all of those, because it's your projects that can bring food security, for example, for those of you who are working in different areas that have to do with herbs and medicine. That's incredibly important as we make this area safe, so we can ensure that enough people have food. I love to see the entrepreneurship projects and those who are defending the environment, because it's going to help us to be more prosperous here in the Caribbean as well. Sure, there are other projects and other people working in these areas, but really exciting to see the work that you've done. And lastly, the idea of democracy, that what we want to do is we want to share these ideas with people who might not have experienced them earlier. I respect Cardinal's words on wanting to put himself out of a job, because it's my same goal as well, that if we're able to achieve our goals of a more secure, prosperous, and democratic Caribbean, well, then it's really up to you, all of you, Dominicans and St. Lucians and Barbadians alike, to carry this ball forward and to really expand and to make this make all of these projects grow, and your own livelihoods and your own communities become everything that you want them to be. Lastly, I want to thank the government of Dominica, who we partner with on a number of projects. Glad to see that they have had a hand in the good work here. We're proud of our work that we do with them through Education USA and our American Corner at the Public Library in Rousseau, and all of the work by my colleagues in the embassy, whether in the Regional Security Office or our Political and Economic Affairs Office. There's a lot that we do together, and it's only really by working together that we will be able to surmount the challenges that don't respect borders, challenges that we know so well this year of COVID-19 from several years ago of Hurricane Maria. It's only by working together that we will achieve success in meeting those. Just a couple last words. Cardinal, I feel like you put the pressure on me because I'm supposed to say something inspirational here. But I am actually a lifelong learner. I hope all of you have committed to that as well. And so, Dr. Ward, I'm taking a class online, as most people are these days, up the river a little bit from your second home of MIT. At Harvard University. I'm currently taking a class at the Harvard Business School. And in one of our classes, they emphasize the importance of implementation. That if you have an idea and you're able to implement it better and quicker and with a larger number of people, then you will meet with success. And so I hope you're able to take these ideas today of Urbicin and Medicar and eco-defenders and entrepreneurial minds and educators, and to implement those and to share that hard work with people across Dominica, across the region. But I've also learned in this class that it's not just implementation that matters, but it's innovation as well. And as young people, I am excited by the fresh eyes that you're able to bring to the problems that we face today, whether environmental or business or security related. You are the individuals who will be charting the course for the future. And I'm glad that through this workshop, the U.S. Embassy with the government of Dominica in partnership with the Caribbean Science Foundation has hopefully given you new tools to use in those pursuits. So while implementation is important, innovation is important as well. It's uncertain times right now, right? Everybody has either had to go to school online, had to master the mute button of Zoom, which I still from time to time fail at. But my hope is that all of you as individuals working in technology, in business, think of yourselves as entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurs, whether in business or social entrepreneurs who are trying to accomplish something for their communities, their larger society, it's entrepreneurs who are going to survive and thrive in the uncertainty environment of COVID-19. That again, as young people, you bring fresh eyes to these challenges and see how we can overcome them. I was reading a report by the consulting firm McKinsey the other day, and they were just talking about how businesses have grown despite the challenges of COVID-19 with regard to digitizing the interactions between customers and their supply chains, customers moving to online platforms. And so glad to see that you're part and you've created online platforms and businesses yourselves, like I said, to thrive, to not only survive, but to thrive as well. My last words would be ones to stay connected. I will pass my contact information to Dr. Ward, but I encourage all of you to stay in touch with the U.S. Embassy here in the Eastern Caribbean. I oftentimes think that we have so much to offer that it can often be confusing or you're not exactly sure what to apply for. I encourage you to reach out to me, Larry Socha, or my colleague, Nikita Holder, who's also part of the conversation today. We want to help and we want to stay in touch. There are a number of programs for young people, whether in secondary school, like the Youth Ambassadors Program, or for budding entrepreneurs through the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, or for those of you who would seek to study in the United States. I'd encourage you to visit Education USA, our office and our American corner in the public library in the subway building in Rousseau, the old subway building in Rousseau. Please stay in touch with us because I do believe that there's much that we can do together. And if the small reports that I've seen so far and the oral presentations I'll hear today are any indication, all of you have incredibly bright futures ahead. So thank you for sharing your ideas with the embassy this morning. Thank you for being part of this program. And thank you, Dr. Ward, and your team for your leadership.
Good day to all visitors. Our group name is Eco Defenders, which comprises of Christiana Paul, Kiana Dyer, and Christopher Dezer. Christiana Paul was the idea visualizer researcher in charge of the main objective of the site and what it's supposed to do, basically assisting with code. And Kiana Dyer was the designer and editor in charge of color scheme and the look of the site. And I, Christopher Dezer, was the technical manager, researcher, in charge of finding information.
Through this presentation, we'll be going through our project description, challenges and solutions, and conclusion. So what is our project about? Our project is based on the idea that people are able to learn about environmental issues while applying practical tips, crafts, and information given by the sites. On top of this, there is a earning reward system which was implemented as an incentive to learn. Our website is an online space where protecting our environment is top priority and rewarding people for making positive changes in their lifestyle, which leads to a safer environment. The unique feature of the site is its incentive-based nature. People will want to learn knowing that they will be rewarded. Now, who will it be useful to? It will be useful to the Dominican public. The positive impact made on the environment will lead to a healthier and safer space for all citizens and even tourists of the Commonwealth of Dominica. We promote our ecotourism, and with this website we have created, it is meant to encourage consumers, manufacturers, employers, employees, and the general public to make eco-friendly choices so as to create a beneficial impact on our environment, and furthermore, continue to promote our country for its flora and fauna. We believe the changes we make here in Dominica can aid in making a larger impact on a global scale. So right now, I will share my screen and go through a demo of our sites. Give me a moment, please. Okay. Please note our website is best used on a laptop device as it is not yet mobile friendly. So right here, you are seeing our landing page at ecodefenders.epixi.com. We're going to click here to enter to our home page. This is our homepage. It gives a brief summary of how the users can make a positive impact in their environments. It highlights our aims of the site. And we also included at the bottom of our page eco tips of the day, which will be updated daily with practical tips one can use in their everyday lifestyle to be more eco-friendly. Our site has two main interactive pages, which we call Green Hacks and Eco Shop. So let's visit Green Hacks. This page features YouTube videos which are educational, informative, and include practical and creative ways in which one can reuse, reduce, and recycle non-biodegradable products. The way in which one earns what we call eco points is through watching YouTube videos, these videos, and the amount of points you earn is based on your watch time and the length of the videos you watch. So for example, if we click this video and you listen to it, you will earn points based off that. The amount of points you can earn is limitless. So in the future, we also hope for one to earn points through reading articles, which will be linked on the homepage in the Eco Tips section. So the more you learn, the more you earn really. So now you may be wondering, how are we going to use these eco points? This is where EcoShop comes into play. Let's visit EcoShop. EcoShop is where the points earned off watching the featured YouTube videos can be used to purchase the items available in the EcoShop as their reward. Please note, quick disclaimer, the businesses featured here are in no way affiliated with our project. They are just samples. So the EcoShop gives businesses the opportunity to promote environmentally friendly practices. The more businesses that come on board, the more rewards for consumers and therefore greater use of the website. This means the website will have a greater impact because who doesn't love savings on products or services we use every day, right? So this is where your points, you can put your points into play. Now with this type of website, you would require a user registration system. So I'm just going to take you through our sample registration system we have right now. Let us log in. You can sign up and you can log in. We're just going to use one of our tutors, which we have on the database right now to log in. Enter the password. And when you log in, it should take you to your profile page, which will show you the amount of points you have accumulated. So as you can see, there is a lot of room for continued development and enhancement of the interactive features of this site. The potential for consumers and the private sector's companies is limitless. And this is how we can be eco-defenders. Kiana will now take you through our challenges and solutions.
Thank you. Challenges and solutions. In everything that we do in life, we will encounter challenges, but to every challenge, there is a solution. In creating our website, we experience the challenge of developing code to bring our idea to life. But we solve this by seeking constant help from our teachers and using resources that were able to us, namely the global web. We also experience the issue of lack of time to meet in groups and create website source code. But this was easily resolved by setting meeting dates and times to meet by creating a plan of action, including deadline dates, times, and topics for tackle. What do we feel that our website has that was non-existent before? We created an incentives for individuals. There are different categories of people. These two categories are those who are willing to make a change and those who simply don't care. With our website, we have created a platform where individuals can earn practical rewards as motivation and encouragement to join and aid those who want to see the earth last just a little longer. Where do we see our website going from here? Where long term, we see this project as a humanitarian project. where this site is of service to our national community. To fully bring our vision to life, as this is a as this is just a draft, of our site concept of our goal. We will need to work on creating a functional system with this, as professional help will be needed. We can only say this because we are only just basic coders. What have we learned from this workshop? The Caribbean Science Foundation workshop has brought us to many wholesome lessons. It smoothly introduced us to the world of coding, HTML, CSS, database management, PHP, and Bootstrap, just to name a few. Moreover, this camp has shown us the commitment and dedication that is needed when learning something new and wanting to make a difference. This is said because of the fact we met every Saturday consecutively for 4 months due to our keen interest in growing our knowledge in the programming field. Entering this coding workshop allowed us to know our strong and weak points in this field. It also allowed us more knowledge and practical skills, and not only grants us the privilege to add another programming language to the list of programs we know, but a list of programs we understand. Thank you for listening, and remember, the more you learn, the more you earn. Thank you.
Pleasant good morning to Dr. Cardinal Ward, instructors, workshop participants, guests from Caribbean Science Foundation, and all other invited guests. Today, our group will be presenting our website, Entrepreneurial Minds, as well as share some of our experiences throughout this computer coding workshop. My group members are Ray Frank, Kimran Laza, and myself, Kira Edwards. Who or what is Entrepreneurial Minds? We are a network that is dedicated to helping local clients find convenient solutions and guidance when facing questions, issues, and challenges along their entrepreneurial paths. We provide a virtual space where established or new entrepreneurs can find content for starting, maintaining, and growing a business. Dominica's small businesses form an integral role in our economy and are key drivers of our country's growth and employment. We recognize the setbacks and challenges our businesses face daily, and we're determined to do all we can to support them as they work towards overcoming any barriers to doing business. As there are many upcoming businesses, our website will guide them in identifying and making the most of opportunities as they strive to succeed in a variety of settings, in addition to being a medium for advertising them as they build their empires.
Okay, at this time, we will present our website, which presently can be accessed via the URL e-minds.epv.com. So feel free to follow along on your devices. Side note, we do have some difficulty accessing it through Chrome. So if you do have the Edge browser, you can use that, or try using the incognito option because it views everything and it does not break up the pages. And we were able to include the mobile phones coding, so you can access it on your mobile phone. Upon first entry onto our website, you will arrive at our homepage, which provides a general feel for the entire website. As you can see, our various contact information, which unfortunately are just demos, has been sprinkled along the page, as well as our mission statement, where present and aspiring business owners come for answers. Behind the scenes of this page, we have utilized a wide range of HTML and CSS code. For example, we use the wrapper div class to contain the body of our website. And the navigation bar at the very top of the page was created using the standard list of links, that is the UL and LI tags, that we actually use throughout the website's layout. To position the navigation bar horizontally, we use the floating left list item, which gets the block items to slide next to each other, and the display block, which allows us to specify padding to those link blocked items with the addition of several other attributes. So as you can see on the screen, we did the inspect, and there's the rapid beef class. We also use the UL and LI tags for the listings. So if you are a tech whiz, you would understand what all this is. But if you're not, then it's going to be harder to understand. So feel free to look into the coding at your will. So along our navigation bar, one can access 5 additional pages. These are About Us, Start Your Business, Run Your Business, Grow Your Business, and Business Advertisement. As the name suggests, our About Us page provides a brief description of who we are as a network, in addition to an introduction of our team advisors. And those advisors are team members, basically. The following 3 pages, Start Your Business, Run Your Business, and Grow Your Business, are truly the heart of our website. We felt that it was necessary to focus on these 3 areas because they are absolutely key in any entrepreneurial journey. On each page, we have used some extensive web coding skills that we have acquired outside and throughout the 12 weeks of this workshop to display our content. While much of the information we curated on each page may seem a bit obvious, the true value of it lies in the links that we have provided that can be utilized by any local business person. So now I'm going to turn over to Ms. Ray Frank, who's going to go more into details on the Start Your Business page, the Run Your Business page, and the Grow Your Business, and also, the business advertisement. Thank you.
To expound on our Start Your Business page, one can obtain information on starting your business plan, finding the money, and the legal business establishment process in Dominica. So, in the Starting Your Business Plan section, we have chosen to include 2 very informative YouTube videos that show exactly how to write a business plan. These 2 YouTube videos were actually included onto the website using the embedded feature on youtube.com, which allows you to copy the necessary HTML code of the video specifications. So by clicking the play button, you will actually be able to view the video right here in our website. So as you can see, it's currently playing, and you can just watch it from here instead of having to go onto YouTube. Okay, continuing. So in the Finding the Money section, you can access the contact information. Okay, so you can access the contact information of 3 organizations here in Dominica that actually provide monetary support to small businesses. And as our grand finale of the page, we have the legal business establishment process of Dominica. Here we have outlined all the legally required steps to establishing a business in Dominica. On our Run Your Business page, we have included 11 sections of crucial information to running a successful business. So in particular, in our Staying on the Right Side of the Law section, we have provided 5 links to local laws that we think aspiring and established business entrepreneurs should be made aware of. So try clicking on any of the links, and you will have noticed that you will take into a PDF document on a new tab that contains the contents of the law that you have clicked on. So we clicked on the acts, one of the acts. So it shows some of the information, or lots of the information about that act. Okay, continuing. Next, on our Grow Your Business page, there are 7 sections, both containing equally important content. I am sure after seeing these 3 pages, you are probably curious as to how we executed these columns. Well, along the home page and these key pages, we use various section tags which defines sections of the pages. Article tags that specifies independent, self-contained elements, in addition to the UL and LI tags. This timekeeping, the list markers, or the bullets for the lack of a better term. All these are placed in our wrapper classes. So we're going to do a quick inspect. And we have the classes tag, here we have the article tag, the list tags, and as I was talking about. Okay, continuing. Finally, we have our business advertisement page. So our bonus page. So as you can see on this page, you immediately encounter a carousel of the following 4 items: tourism, beauty and self-care, construction and engineering, and restaurants. On each side, there's a button that once clicked will take you to 4 additional pages. These pages serve as a promotional segment of our website as they highlight some of our very own local businesses. We intend on using this to advertise future businesses that we have guided along their business journey. So we're going to click on this one. So as you can see, we have a few tour guides. And then we have some of the attraction spots that they can take you to. So we have places like Tito Gorge, Champagne Roof, and we give a little description and a little location of the places. And we could also go on beauty and self-care. So we have Cape Tranto Company, which specializes in coconut oils and creams, etc. And then we have Nature Claire's, and then you have Coconut Soap. And now I'm handing over back to Kimron for challenges and solutions.
Okay, now let's go now to our challenges and our solutions. Having viewed the final product of this 12-week workshop, it would truly be remiss of us to neglect mentioning the various challenges that we faced while working on this final project. The first challenge that we had was deciding on an idea that not only made sense, but we could actually execute. Because a lot of us as first-time programmers, we don't really know that much in regards to the coding. So yes, they are good ideas, but can we actually make it come into fruition in the time that we allotted? So that was one of our first issues. So initially we planned to simply advertise the local businesses, which was a bonus page you saw, the business advertisement. So we wanted to just focus on advertising local businesses. But after several discussions within and out of the group, we decided to venture into being a source of information to help guide our fellow young up-and-coming entrepreneurs with big ideas, and to help in expanding our business sector, which in any way possible that we could. Also, we encountered some difficulty in finding the right information, because not everything on this gonna pertain to Dominica, because that's what ultimately the project is about. How do we do a project that we could use within our country? But thankfully, with patience and some research, we were able to provide the information you see on the site. And initially, we experienced difficulty in executing the CSS code, especially as it related to our color scheme. Because color is one of the most powerful tools in website designing. And we know that no matter what information we provide to our users, if that color scheme does not work, it's very hard to draw in a user. So to solve this, we searched online for several color schemes and ended up with the color combination of blues and greens, which we believe complemented each other perfectly. Lastly, the biggest challenge of our experience was this layout. There's so many ideas of layouts that we could go by, and they all look nice, but again, execution. Along the way of trying the different layouts, we did grids, we did lists, we did containers and other forms before finally discovering the rapid div class, which made life so much easier. And in addition, we also got some help from some of our instructors who were able to connect with us online. And so we could relay ideas, what they think we could do. And that was very helpful. We used W Free Schools and other mediums like W Free Schools and YouTube. So next, we're going to go into our conclusion.
To conclude, this project and workshop has allowed us to create a local business support platform for existing and aspiring entrepreneurs that also serves a promotional role.
Going forward, we believe that we can improve our website to further assist smaller and more unknown local businesses and include a search bar and database to enable sign-up and detailed search options.
All in all, this workshop has really benefited all of us. Through these 12 weeks, we believe we have successfully built a solid foundation of the basics of web coding, which can now allow us to better understand and attempt more advanced coding in the future. Thank you very much.
A hearty good morning to our listening audience, invited guests, sponsors, educators, and fellow CSF comrades. Today, my group, Medica, will be displaying to you our website. Our team members are Ms. Merita Hyacinth, who is a Managing Director, Merges Genesis Enterprises Historical Consultant, Decor Designer, President of JCI Dominica, and a teacher. Ms. Zebediah Maxwell, a student of Dominica State College, a double major in IT and computer science. And Chesida Packet, myself, who is a receptionist at the moment and also an IT major. Currently, in today's world, traveling around is dangerous as we are faced with the COVID-19 pandemic. And the pre-existing transportation services issues for nurses, doctors, to and from medical facilities, the task has only become more dreary as the dependency on state-provided services of these ambulances has intensified and said services are stretched thin. In this medical world, the first 15 minutes are the most vital, as these few minutes are the difference between a life and a death. Time is vital. Due to all the protocols and COVID patient quarantine travelers and added safety restrictions, it is no longer wise to have the already stretched thin services constantly transporting non-emergency staff to quarantine facilities, etc., for routine sessions daily. Save time, save lives. With our platform, the ambulance services can now direct their focus on emergency and crisis situations. Medical was designed to be used as a means of reducing dependency on state-provided services on non-emergency situations, such as transporting medical staff, non-emergency patients who typically can't refrain or struggle with utilizing common day-to-day public transportation and providing them with COVID-certified taxi services to these individuals. Upon entering our website, a page called Ride allows users to book a ride to their destination point. There, the colorful but user-friendly interface allows individuals to see the price of their destination, choose a driver, and contact them. We now present you a short demo of our website.
She worries as it gets late and she has far to travel, with no ride of her own. He has been waiting for hours to get back home. Unable to get home as a result of unreliable transportation? Don't imagine. Simply explore Medicar. Log on to our simple, user-friendly site where Medica offers you a safe and reliable transportation services catering to frontline workers, quarantine travelers, and patients. to and from the different medical stations, centers, and facilities, using COVID certified taxi services rather than heavily relying on ambulances or state provided services, assisting our society in Dominica. Here is how it works. Simply click on the ride page. This will take you to the ride Medicare page. Scroll down. There you'll be shown the areas where we can take you and their prices. Simply click the area that you would like to go. There you'll be taken to our booking page. On our booking page, we have a simple, easy feature where you can be able to book your taxi. Simply enter your name, your phone number, your location, your destination, and your time of pickup. Click submit and this will be sent to our reliable staff. And for the taxi drivers who want to be part of the Medicare team, you can simply come aboard by clicking earn. Once there, you just scroll down to our registration form where you can include your driver's name, driver's ID, and further details about yourself and click submit.
In addition to this, I shall show a brief display of how exactly the database connects to the earn page. I'm going to share my screen.
She worries as it gets late and she has far to
As you can see here, I have opened the form that you can type in your name, your ID, route, telephone number, ID image, base address, certification list, and hire number. This form makes up the driver's details. I'm going to type in a simple name, an ID, a route. Let's say he goes from Canefield to Portsmouth. His telephone number, his ID image shall leave blank. His base address would be originally where he starts his route from. So from that case, that'll be Canefield. His certification list, which consists of whether he's an active driver, whether he's a COVID certified driver, and he's an active and COVID certified driver. So I'm just going to type that in. And his hire number, which is the vehicle's number plate. So let's say HF. Now I'm going to submit. Now, as you can see, nothing pops up on screen, but this is because it has went immediately to the database. I'm going to briefly show you exactly how this is. As you can see, I'm already on the driver details table, but I'm going to come out of it briefly to show exactly how it happens. I go back into it, and here you see we already have numerous names, Tom, John, and others, and Tim, there he is. Tim, Canefield to Portsmouth, active and COVID certified, and his hire number and telephone number. From here, it happens the same for all the other forms, which consist of the certification list. So you can see cert ID, certificate name, status, driver ID, and when you submit, it goes to the certification list table. Then we have taxi operators, which consist of taxi ID, taxi name, route assigned, operator type, route cost, route image, telephone number, email. Now, as you saw in our brief demo video, we also had booking, which is for the customers. This also goes to our database. Thank you. Now, in every situation, there's going to be challenges, obstacles, and difficulties, and we have faced difficulties. One of the biggest difficulties we faced was the database, and I can personally say, as I was the one who was more responsible for getting database done, that it consisted of issues such as getting it to link to a form, getting it to record the information, getting it to not make sure that the script does not show up on screen. This is just some of the difficulties I faced with the database. Graphics and animations, Miss Chesida Packet was responsible for that. I'm sure she can tell exactly the amount of difficulty that she faced with it. We also got languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. Especially for PHP, certain ways that we found difficulties was that if we use case sensitive letters, for example, a capital here, a capital there, that could throw an entire script off. So we had to go back in and recheck. The navigation map was another difficulty we faced. However, we had to cancel that idea as a result of we couldn't exactly link Google Maps to it. So instead, as you saw on our booking page, we decided to take pictures of the various areas and instead make a route gallery. Now we conquered our difficulties to communicating with our instructors, asking them for help. We also utilize the internet and research possible solutions to obstacles. Most importantly, we work as a team, which is the most important factor in teamwork to get the job done.
Pleasant good day. Our website, produced by Team Medica, provides a solution to the problem of limited medical transportation, especially during the pandemic. The provision of safe and reliable transportation information services to our targeted group, as stated before. And this solution was presented in the form of a website that features pages that would allow the end user to, one, order a taxi to and from their different medical stations, centers, and facilities. Two, create a database that stores the information about our customers and also the various COVID certified taxi providers who would be utilizing or assisting us in our venture. In general, this service will assist our Dominica society and contribute to our transportation sector in Dominica. The creators of this page, which is us, have received the experience and knowledge to create our own individual websites and to be able to market and to be able to start our own online business.
We each have learned various things from the workshop, and one of the basics that we have learned were the 4 different coding languages that we mentioned before, as well as a simple database creation. Individually, we have each learned something. For example, I learned that patience is needed, a lot of patience. I had to master how to search through my database, find out exactly what was needed, research properly, get the proper information, and most of all, try and get in touch with my instructors and get their help. So I'm very thankful for this, and I really love the database and I love what I learned from it.
For me, as my task was designing the front end of our page, it was very tasking and doing a lot of animations and having to do a lot of these things from scratch. I made the logo from scratch, the banner from scratch, all the designs were from scratch, the gradients were from scratch. It was a lot of work, it was a lot of stress. I've never experienced so much stress in my life since high school. That was something. I learned a lot of patience, and I also learned the cool new tricks. I didn't even know, like things like you could inspect a page and find out from exactly what line in your code is causing that image to do what it's doing. And you could use that instead of having to constantly be trying to comb through all your code like a fine tooth comb and try to find, wait, am I missing a semicolon? Am I missing that decimal point? Am I missing that full stop? Is it the quotation? Doing that, learning those new tricks and tips, especially from our tutors, Miss Vashanti, Miss Zama, Miss Nicholas, on our weekly, 3 days a week meetings at the most odd times, and for hours on end trying to get our website started was really a challenge, but it was worth it in the end, and I appreciate all the things that I did.
I learned how to fine-tune my creative skills in website creation and the use of HTML and PHP. I can certainly be able to utilize it in my classroom where I teach and to continue my professional life. Actually, it was not my first time creating a website, but when I did it the first time, it was something that I tried out. It was our school page. And then after, when I end up doing the right page and our booking page, I recognized that, hey, I have a lot of work to do on our school page. So I've since started to redo our school page. And because it was because of this course that it actually gave me the inspiration to make my school page a lot better. Even as a small business owner,
and I'm currently the president of Junior Chamber International Dominica, I can see how I can effectively utilize the online platform to promote and to build on the areas that are within my organization and within my business. So once again, thank you. And I do hope you enjoy Medica.
Good morning to Dr. Cardinal Ward, guests from the U.S. Embassy, and other guests locally and abroad, instructors, and my fellow classmates. It's an honor to be here today to show you the product of the Caribbean Science Foundation CCW Fall Session 2020 website.
For 12 weeks, my classmates and I were instructed by Vashanti Raymond and Zama Thomas with help from Veron Nicholas to create this website.
As the weeks rolled by, we were prompted to create a website, any website of our choice that solves the problem. This leads us to where we are today. My group members, Mia Badwill, Jamasha Mello, and myself, Jason Daisy, have created the website Herbicide.
You know how it goes. Once we're sick with the flu, dying of period cramps, or got any other common illness as a child, our parents would immediately know which bush in their garden to pick. For breakfast, we'd be forced to drink our bush tea. And next thing you know, by the time the bell rings for break, you've bounced back like rubber. A show of virtual hands for all those that can relate.
Yes, this may have been true and would have been the reality for many of us. However, many of our parents have forgotten to pass that knowledge to us. Or we may know how to prepare the herbs, but not what the benefits are.
Youth like myself may also not know this information. As a result, cannot pass it to our children or grandchildren. This is why we have created Herbicide.
At this moment, we would like to take you to herbicine.epz.com. In the future, Herbicine hope to make the website mobile responsive to enhance the mobile layout for visitors.
The first page which greets you on the website is the web page. Here, you can see our slogan, which we strongly stand by, provided by nature, healing the nation. We believe that alternative forms of medicine are good as it is an inexpensive and natural way to whole body care. You will also be able to see our logo, which showcases both herbs and medicine, which represents our website, Herbicine, which is truncated from the words herbal medicine. We also provide a quick and easy way to contact us directly via our form by clicking the home page.
Continuing. Continuing to our about page, we showcase the roles of each member of Herbicide. Mia Battle was the web designer, Jason Daisy the designer, and Jamasha Mello the data processor. Although our reasons for embarking on this adventure may differ, we were all motivated by the same common desire to increase accessibility and the understanding of this knowledge. We also provide the email addresses of each member. If visitors would like to provide inquiries directly to them, they can, or they may also press the contact button.
Herbicine provides information for numerous herbs. To name a few, we have details on peppermint, lemongrass, basilic, and rosemary. Each page provides a short description of the plants, ways to prepare the plant, and the benefits of the plant, as well as additional information. Herbicine wanted to create short and simple descriptions of each aspect, as well as add images, videos, and hyperlinks to enhance the page. Using my expertise as a high school IT student, I focus on the main aspects of preparing the herb successfully. And we also use Jason's expertise as an agriculture teacher. Our creative vision for Herbicide was to make this as user-friendly as possible for all ages. We also like to make it easily maneuverable. On the peppermint page, you can see that a picture, the name of the herb, and a short description is shown. There are gardening tips and ways to prepare the tea. We also have a video, which is a visual representation of how peppermint tea can be prepared. We also have a way to prepare peppermint oil, as well as steps, as well as the benefits of peppermint itself. Moving on to the page with lemongrass, the same format follows: a picture, name, and short description. Gardening tips are also provided, means of preparing the tea, and benefits, as well as a short video. The video shows two different ways. The video shows one of the ways explained in the preparing tea methods. We also have steps for two different ways. On the basilic page, we also have the same thing. Since our pages are all focused on preparation, benefits, and gardening tips. On the rosemary page, there are two links provided. Under the pages with benefits, when the link is clicked on, it takes you to another page, WebMD, which gives you several other uses, side effects, and benefits of rosemary, which was not mentioned in our website. I'll now move on to Jason, who will be explaining our contact page.
The last page in our website is our contact page. Our form included a section for names, location, and a comment section where visitors can give comments or feedback of what they'd like to see from Herbicide, as well as other benefits and methods that they know of. At this moment, we'd like to demonstrate to you with a volunteer to enter your name, your country, and just anything you would like that interests you about our website, just to demonstrate that it actually works and you can actually enter your information in there.
You can enter my name if no one wants to volunteer.
Yes, if you are able to, just let us know if you were successful. So thank you for volunteering, Mr. Ward.
Okay.
Mr. Ward, currently we only have 3 places on our website. Choose which place you'd like to live.
Put USA. That's where I am now.
What exactly would you like to add? You can add anything about any herb or any additional herb that's not present.
I love you and I love Herbicide.
Upon entering this information, after you entered your name, your country, and your comments, you click Submit. When Submit is clicked, it takes you to this page, which tells you your message is sent. The developers of this page will then see your message in their database, and they'll add it to the other sections of the website. Seeing that Mr. Ward only added a comment, we will put it in our comment section. However, if he had any other benefit or any other hub, we would actually take it and embed it into our specific website, into our specific page about that hub. Thank you, Mr. Ward, for volunteering.
Sure.
Our demo of our page ends here. Now to the problems and solutions of our page. As the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day, and this website was definitely not built in a night. There were many challenges with time management, coding, and design. To combat these issues, we rescheduled and prioritized and got technical assistance from our instructors. So where does Herbison go from here? In the future, as previously stated, we hope to make this page a bit more mobile responsive so that everybody can access it through their phones and not only through Microsoft Edge. The website will remain free to the public with occasional quarterly updates as comments are made, and even as hubs themselves update. We'd also like to make this page a bit more user interactive, where probably they can upload videos of how they plant herbs, or they can say, give their information if they are sellers of the herb, or any plants specific to herbs.
We're not seeing your slides, it's still at the website.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow. Okay, we're back. Can you see my slide now? Are you seeing my slide now?
I don't think so. The page says, let's talk, but you first contact us.
Try sharing the screen again. And this time share the whole screen.
Ah, now we see.
Okay. So this states where we would like to go from here with Herbison. So we'd like to make it more mobile responsive. We'd like to increase user interactivity. We'd like to make Herbison a bit more free to the public so that everybody in the general public, not only Dominica, would be able to use it. And we would also like to provide quarterly updates based on the comments made in our contact section. We would like to thank all of those who made this website possible. Our instructors, which made themselves available for inquiries, and Josmin Flozak, a student graphic designer who helps in designing our Herbison logo. Her contact information will be given. And lastly, my group members for their dedication and effectiveness. Once again, thank you. Throughout our PowerPoint, you saw this little flower, and his name is Herbie. He's our website mascot.
This coding workshop, we focused on the fundamentals of coding, because today, you know, you can make a website by getting some software off the web and you can drop and drag, and in 1 second, you've got a web page. You don't learn to code that way. So we forced you to write code, and that fundamental knowledge will be useful to you for the rest of your life. I know some of you might have come in expecting to learn how to drop and drag. You can learn that on your own because there's nothing to learn there. But learning getting into the bowels and the details of the code, you can fix anything that goes wrong on any other people's code and maybe code that you see on the web. There's a lot of very sophisticated code that you'll see in WordPress and some of the other pieces of software out there. But when you look at it, you should recognize what's going on from this website, and you can learn all the additional features that you see in those codes in the professional pieces of software like WordPress and so on. But can't go wrong if you understand the fundamentals. And almost everything we do in the Caribbean Science Foundation in terms of teaching focuses on understanding and learning the fundamentals. Because with the fundamentals, you can move mountains. You cannot be fooled by others if you understand the fundamentals. You can say that cannot be true because A, B, C, D is not true. And you can argue your way out if you know the fundamentals. If you don't know the fundamentals, well, you're flying blind. That's not good. All right, done. Thanks to the students, the sponsors, the coaches, to the people of Dominica, to the Ministry of Education. They helped us a lot in getting these started. Thanks again to Newtown Primary School who helped us with the first workshop. And thanks to all of you in the audience who took your time out and was very perseverant in getting on to the workshop today, despite the problems with the link. Appreciate having all of you. Thanks to you from the diaspora. Thanks to the SPICE students who showed up and all the other ones I don't know. Thank you, thank you. And hopefully we can do this again. We have no funding. All our money is gone now. We have to start afresh. But if you people in Dominica thinks that these workshops are worth it, the Caribbean Science Foundation will try to help find more funding to continue it.